Hi, this is Alex Gleitman with BuckeyeGrove on the Rivals Network. Coming to you live today, Friday, April 24th, 2020. Growing out the beard again. I had a quarantine beard, which for me is quite the feat. And so shaved it off. It got too itchy, working on growing it back. Got the long hair going. Uh, Barbershops, haircut places closed here in the New York, New Jersey area. So excuse the appearance, but happy to be here talking Ohio State football with everyone. Big news is the NFL draft kicked off last night. 3 Buckeyes taken, 4 if you want to count Joe Burrow, former Buckeye Joe Burrow, who transferred to LSU. He went first overall to Cincinnati Bengals. Was really happy to see that. Joe and his family are great people. I got to know them at the Semper Fidelis All-American Bowl a few years back when he was a senior in high school, and kept in touch, especially with his father, Jimmy, who was an assistant at Ohio University until a couple of years back when he retired. But great to see Joe going number 1. Very happy that Chase Young got the chance to stay home in the DMV. He's originally from Washington, D.C., so the Redskins were the team he rooted for growing up, and now he gets to kind of live out every child's dream of playing for the team that they grew up rooting for. I thought he was the best player in the draft, and understand Cincinnati's need to take a quarterback, but glad to see Chase go number 2. And then I think the big question mark was Jeff Okudah going number 3. Not as far as talent, just because some people thought the Lions could trade back. A team who needed a quarterback could trade up. Maybe a team who needed an offensive lineman could trade up. Could the Lions go with someone like Isaiah Simmons? We're really happy to see Jeff Okudah go number 3 to Detroit. I thought he was the best defensive back in the country last year. Derek Stingley definitely could claim that argument. Fulton on LSU was very good. Grant Delpit, who won the Thorpe Award, was good. Not as good as those guys, in my opinion. But Jeff Okudah, as the announcer said last night, barely any penalties, tremendous in coverage, grades out amazing, tests amazing, is an amazing person. Great to see him go number 3. And then Damon Arnett going 19 to the Raiders was a surprise for me. I thought there was a slight chance that Damon could slip in at the end of the first round, maybe somewhere in the 30, 31, 32 range. But I thought he'd probably be a day 2 pick. But to see him go number 19 to the Oakland Raiders. I know Tabor Johnson, who coached Damon 2 years ago, is on staff for the Raiders. Obviously has a relationship there. I think he's the assistant DBs coach or assistant corners coach for the organization. He definitely played a part in that. But Damon Arnett, a lot of people don't know all the ups and downs he's had in his career and time at Ohio State. I'm sure you fans have seen or figured that, there were moments, as you saw on the field, but also off the field. He switched to number 48 for a certain amount of time. That certainly wasn't his choice. That was a little Urban Meyer doghouse treatment. And there were, a few other things that, he just needed to mature and grow up and become a better player in person off the field to get to the point where he was as a senior, where I thought he was really, really good on the field. Played with like a broken wrist or something along those lines for most of the year, with a brace on there, and still had as productive of a year as he did. It was great to see. And then, off the field, just some things I don't want to get too much into, but seeing him mature as a person was really awesome to see. I shared a tweet yesterday that showed a picture of Damon, I believe it was his senior year, with Trevon Grimes, who was, I believe, a freshman going into his sophomore year at the time, before Friday Night Lights. And just such a great kid then, and seeing the development from him, again, both as a person, as a player, to be a first-round pick was awesome. And when you talk about how does that impact Ohio State recruiting, it's unbelievable. I think it's been 6 Ohio State cornerbacks to go in the first round in the last 5 years, with the 2 taken last night. I think every single Ohio State cornerback who started dating back, I forget what the number is, 2012, 2014, has been drafted. Most of those in the first round. So not only defensive back, but Chase Young, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Darren Lee, just seeing Michael Thomas's success. And Ohio State now has the most first round picks of all time of any school. It's already helped recruiting, but it's going to put it to another level. Seeing guys like Kendrick Perkins, who has nothing to do with Ohio State, tweet out that that he, if his sons play football, he's going to send them to Ohio State. Seeing one of the top trainers in the country down in Texas, tweeting out that if you're recruiting, you have an offer from Ohio State, take it. These guys are not affiliated with Ohio State, but just the press and the coverage that Ohio State's getting from people like that, as well as the analysts, it's just invaluable, and it's only going to help the recruiting role that the Buckeyes are on. And I think things are only going to continue tonight. J.K. Dobbins, K.J. Hill, Malik Harrison, Jonah Jackson, Devon Hamilton. Those are 5 at minimum players that I could see going in the second and third rounds. I'm probably forgetting a few offhand. I don't think Benjamin Victor, Austin Mack, I don't think that they're going to go. BB Landers, if he goes. I'm trying to think who else. Jordan Fuller, he could go tonight, but I think those guys are probably all day 3 guys if I had to guess. But I think Ohio State's in for another big night and another big draft overall. So just wanted to pop in, talk about that a little bit. This was supposed to be the second edition of A-Deck Live. I gave very late notice on the board about the time and the URL to join, so that's on me. I'll definitely make sure to prepare better for week 3. I thought week 1 was awesome last week, and so I decided to just do a little pod talking about the NFL draft and the impact it has on Ohio State's class. I think the 2021 class, you're going to see, it's already 17 people in. I think you're going to see a lot of people maybe nationally with some renewed interest in the Buckeyes. Right now, they can afford to be very picky, probably figure 8 or so spots remaining in the class. Definitely some positions of need along the defensive line, a couple more offensive linemen, a couple more defensive backs, maybe another linebacker. But they're going to be very picky there. And I think 2022 is really where you're going to see them beat the drum over the next couple of weeks. They just picked up 2 commitments this week in Tegra Teshabola and Jair Brown. I think you're going to see Ohio State evaluating more players, building relationship with more players now that they have most of 2021 lockdown. I'll touch more on that on next week's A-Deck, both the draft and just, the position Ohio State's in that they can leverage in recruiting moving forward. But really exciting night for Ohio State on Thursday evening in the NFL draft, and I think it's going to pay tremendous dividends as they continue their recruiting efforts, both for 2021, 2022, and beyond. Everyone, have a great weekend. Looking forward to watching the draft tonight, talking more on BuckeyeGrove and the Horseshoe Lounge over the weekend. If you're watching this, we're going to make this one free, just because, again, my error of not telling people my availability late, decided to just go solo. So we're going to make this one free. So if you're watching, please check out our offer. There is about 1 more week left till April 30th. You can get free access to BuckeyeGrove on Rivals through September 5th, which is supposed to be the kickoff date for the 2020 season. So please go check us out, ohiostate.rivals.com. There's a banner on the top, and you can click that and sign up for free access to BuckeyeGrove until September 5th. Nothing really to lose there. Give us a try. Check us out. I think we have the best collection of insiders in the Ohio State market, and you're going to love it. So, again, everyone have a nice weekend. Stay safe, and go Bucks.